my hand is shaking for no reason. Suddenly I feel so anxious. I'm not sure whether it's a panic attack or anxiety attack.
What is the lowest point in your life?
Ooh.
Oh damn, this is dark.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Which one?
Okay, lowest point in my life.
There are so many actually though. From losing a job, unable to walk for 3 months. But I think all of that is like something that I can bear with it. But I think my lowest point, having someone that you love so much and that person are very unsure about your existence. I cannot go further, but that's just the gist of it. Whatever it is, whatever situations that's already happened, I'm really glad that that person punya presence during the lockdown, during the first lockdown, second lockdown. For me, if you want to know someone punya real character, who is that person and how kind that person is, you should experience some difficulties in your life, and if that person is going to be there for you, meaning that person is someone worth to keep in your life.
So around 3 years ago, I had been living overseas. My visa was up, so I had to, try to either apply for a new visa or go home. And during this time, let me tell you, everything was going very wrong in my life. So like relationship-wise, work-wise, and obviously life, because I had to debate whether to go home or not. It all just came like crashing down on me. Everything that I tried to do to stay in the country or to extend my visa didn't work. So then I tried to, I asked my company if they could help with that, and they didn't want to. Then the last resort was to ask my partner at that time, and he also indirectly said he didn't want to. So basically I had like 3 different people or things telling me like they didn't want me, and it was quite terrible to hear, all of these things like coming at you at the same time. So that really took a toll on me.
I can think of one when I was 15. Went through a huge change in my life. I was with this girl, PMR year, you had to focus on your studies, But at the same time, like, hey, love, right? Can't do anything, puppy love. Things didn't end well between us. She cheated, moved on. It was hard for me to move on. I didn't do so well my PMR. My focus just lari lah. Back then, I was a very emotional kid. If you made fun of me, you teased me, I'll just like put a sulky face throughout the whole day. So imagine when I got together with someone while I was socializing and then things didn't go well, and PMR was like around the corner. It was just like, on a 15-year-old's head, everything just went like, I think I would say it's the lowest point in my life.
I quit my first job, and basically I think, I was in the industry, and I had certain expectations that I thought that the industry was supposed to be, and it didn't meet my expectations. So then when I lost the job, I think I was lost again, like my reality wasn't what I expected. It feels like I had to start my life all over again lah. How would you describe your mental health during that time?
Oh, I was in a dark place. It wasn't just me, it was a few of our friends. All of us, we were all really close, and we had these dark thoughts of like, I think we should nobody will realize that we're gone and stuff. To think of it, the fact that I even had that thought was crazy. It wasn't a serious topic back then. And I'm so happy that mental health nowadays plays a much more bigger role.
It felt like I was worthless and like nobody wanted me. And that kind of sucks, obviously. I wouldn't say that I was suicidal or anything, but it definitely just affects your entire life. So you feel worthless, you don't want to get up in the morning. I'm pretty sure I spent most of my days in bed, and the only thing that I had to get up and do was to work. I guess that also affected my relationship because I was always so tired to do anything.
Sleeping at very weird timing, I was waking up at very weird timings. Even though I was eating well and stuff, but I think I just lost track of time the whole time, It's just that reality doesn't seem like it was reality in a very weird way, and I was jobless for quite a few months, and then my mom came from the UK to visit me and stuff. And so she just pointed out to me, she was like, okay, you're depressed. Yeah, you know, I can see that you're depressed, you know, something is up, you know, this is usually not you, yeah.
Whenever we don't talk to each other, it makes me feel like the world is ending. And there was a time where we don't talk to each other, we didn't talk to each other for about 4 to 5 days. One day I woke up in the morning, my hand is shaking for no reason. Suddenly I feel so anxious. I'm not sure whether it's a panic attack or anxiety attack. And recently when something happened to me as well, I take a break for a week. I went for a staycation, I stay at this place, but around 1 a.m. in the morning, I suddenly feel that the room is very, very small for no reason. Because for me, I'm kind of person, if I go to check in at a certain place because I love bathtub so much, to dip myself feeling like a little mermaid, even though I'm not that little. But in a way that I didn't touch the bathtub that day, just I feel, like I say, the world is ending. Yeah. But I think the worst, I guess, I cannot sleep for weeks.
What do you do to overcome that situation?
I think the one thing that kept us going was each other, because even though, you know, we spoke about the bad things, these group of friends, I'd say like four of us, we always spoke to each other, dude, you know, we're still here for each other. The fact that we're all sitting here and talking about this just goes to show that I'm important in your life and you're important in my life and so on. That was something that kept us going.
I don't think, you know, it happened like right then and there, but at that second, like, you know, as I mentioned, I tried to change my perspective, especially, you know, towards the end, like trying to tell myself, you know, it's a new start. And also, like, if someone or something or a place doesn't want me, then I really shouldn't try to force myself to be there. But honestly, at like the end of it, like when I realized like, okay, I had to come home, like there was nothing too bad about it because I tried to change my perception that it was a new start. Seeing it from where I am now, I knew why I had to come home those 3 years ago, and I know why like fate and the universe like made it become as such, because in these past 3 years I got to spend the last 3 years with my dad. That really made sense for me recently when I lost my dad. So that was the other very, very low point in my life. I think coming back here and like seeing, you know, all my friends again and seeing, starting work here, like it really changed everything for me, because it was like, it made me feel like, oh my God, people actually want me. People want to be around me. And so that really helped.
My mom, she just said that, oh, I have a friend who recently went for a meditation camp for 10 days like that, you know, and he just came back like, maybe do you want to talk to him about it and see if you will be interested? So I think I was so down and I was so depressed at that point that I was like, okay, mom, you know, I'll do it, yes, whatever, let me talk to that person. So I think that was the very, very first step that I think I consciously decided to do something about it, like, after being aware that I was depressed and down. I think once I came out of that, I think it was a very good time for me to do something completely different. It was refreshing in that sense. So when I came out from that meditation camp, I think I was ready to go, I was energetic and stuff.
Whatever that I've experienced with that person, I sort of like, I really appreciate that person punya presence during lockdown, because you need to have someone that really gonna be there for you. And Alhamdulillah, I'm very grateful and thankful to God, even for a very short amount of time, I have someone during that time. And of course, go back to God, pray, seek for His help. Yeah, I think for me, if you ask me how I want to overcome this thing, I just need to keep telling myself that I'm a strong person. That what's meant to be will be.
What do you think we can do to make things better?
It starts in the place you learn. So schools. What are schools doing in terms of mental health? Are they talking about it more? Mental health is important. I hope schools are doing more to educate the younger generation about mental health. People are learning it online, talking about like, oh, I learned about mental health through this YouTube video and stuff. Are they teaching it at school though? That is where you get your education. I'm not saying like other subjects are not important, like math, science and stuff, but there should be a subject just talking about mental health itself. Like a session where maybe a team of teachers can sit down and talk to the students one-on-one, ask how are they doing, like talk to them a little personally, because maybe they are not so okay to open up with their parents. So the next logical thing besides their friends to go to is the teachers.
I constantly struggle to ask for help. I know people always say, ask for help, but I think maybe it's Asian culture and stuff that, coming from a Chinese family and stuff, you feel paiseh to burden people with your struggle and stuff. But I think one advice I would give is that it's very, very important to ask for help. Like, mental health is nothing to be embarrassed about. It's something that is being overlooked so much, especially in Malaysia and stuff, like normalize it and eventually hopefully make people comfortable about coming out to say about those things lah.
If you're the kind of person who thinks that you can talk to someone about it, then I highly encourage that. Whether it's a friend or a professional, I feel like those things really, really, really do help. There's a stigma around people like wanting to go and ask for help. Like, just go. Like, you don't have to even tell your parents about it. You can just go, you can just say, like, oh, I'm going to meet up with a friend, but you can actually go and see someone and talk to someone. And yeah, I think it really helps.
Different people define the lowest point of my life differently. But I just want you guys to know that happiness lies within yourself. What's meant to be will be, and leave everything to God.